Oh, hey, YouTube. You guys remember Tominator used to begin all of his videos like that? Oh man, I could go for one of those beginnings right about now. This is your first of 4 fan-requested Friday matchups, guys. Akim Williams, 2020, versus Brandon Curry from the same event. And the reason why I began this with the Tominator voice, he did this match, he did this video not that long ago, and after you watch this one, of course, you can go over and watch Tominator's video. And I'm sure most of you already did. Very popular channel is the Tominator. But I am sure we both have our own differing opinions on this comparison. We will begin with the front double bicep pose. And it's close here. It's close. Akim, I think he might be doing enough in the limbs to be catching a victory. His arms are just enormous, guys. And complete with forearms as well. Just massive. But Brandon Curry, no slouch in that department either. And as Akim, he probably does have a bigger set of legs. I think Brandon Curry, the muscle separation and the thin skin, things of that nature, conditioning, I think he is slightly better. Midsection, a little bit better as well. And the V-taper, it's worth to mention. The lats are more favorable for Curry. But like I said, guys, Akim Williams is an absolute beast. He's a buffalo. Look at those arms. And like I said, hard and grainy as can be. Here is the Saturday show. And Brandon Curry going full-blown men's classic physique division on us. I mean, he's crouching down, Franco Columbu style. Actually couldn't find a Saturday show of Brandon Curry standing up hitting the front double bicep pose. I think he would be still winning in the V-taper, the lats. The man does look tremendous. He gets a lot of criticism because he won an Olympia title. That's the only reason you guys criticize him. If he never won, you guys would be saying he's underrated and he should have won the title. Akim Williams, I think he is less full for the Saturday show. If you rewind it real quick, go ahead and look, and you can see his arms. They seem to be a little bit fuller, as well as the legs. So coming out of the front double bicep, I don't know. It's close. Front lat spread. Now, this is one, I believe, Tominator actually went with Akim Williams, and I understand that. He is filled out quite a bit when you look underneath those big, massive arms. But if you really look at the V-taper, I think Brandon Curry, he looks a lot nicer when you consider the aesthetics, the pecs, the clavicle width of the pecs. Not necessarily the clavicle width, but I mean the pecs themselves. They're displayed a little bit nicer. And the midsection, like I said, more of a V-taper. When you look at the legs, it's kind of a trade-off, a toss-up. I mean, Akim's wheels are bigger, but Brandon's more separated. Here's the Saturday show. I think my conclusion is pretty much the same in this. I kind of agree with the Tominator. I mean, those lats are filled out big time for Akim. His lats seem to hang. You notice that? Just massive pieces of beef. Ready to take people out on the bodybuilding stage, I'm here to tell you. And like I said, those legs of Akim might be edging out Brandon Curry's, especially here. I don't think Curry looks like he has the muscle separation that he did for the Saturday show. Although in most of the shots, he does look slightly drier for Saturday. But I mean, this matchup has only just begun. Let's go to the side chest development. I think Akim's doing enough in the lower body here to get a victory. I think his upper body is close to Brandon Curry's. Keep in mind, he's a little bit bigger in the structure. So if you consider that, Brandon Curry is massive when you look at his pecs, his delts, his arms. And Akim, on a bigger structure, of course those arms are going to be a little bit bigger. But as far as the pecs are concerned, I like Brandon Curry, and that holds a lot of water for me in the side tricep. No pun intended. I mean, none of these guys are holding any water. Look at those legs on Akim Williams. Go to the Saturday show and see what I mean. Much like in the front double bi, I think Akim lacked a little bit of pop, a little bit of wow in that upper body. Maybe the carbs were lower. I don't know. Maybe he was spilt over. I'm no expert, guys. I'm no expert. I mean, Brandon Curry, as far as the upper body is concerned, he looks just as good, or maybe even more full, maybe even fuller than he did on Friday. But the same could not be said about Akim. Those legs, still those legs from the side, Akim, even in the calves, some of the best bodybuilding history. That could get him he's not losing drastically. Side tricep, I think Akim displays a much bigger and better tricep than Brandon Curry does here. For the most part, most of the events that I've seen Brandon Curry hit this pose, in particular the 2019 Arnold's Classics, come on, get to the chopper, I think that was a fantastic side tricep. But considering the size and the thickness of Akim's arm, I could see the judges giving this one to him, and considering he is winning, he's dominating in the lag development, I could see him getting an edge in the side tricep. Now, this is a hoo-ha pose, and I didn't have a Saturday show. I believe it is Akim Williams that I couldn't find the Saturday show for the side tricep. So this is both Friday shows, and I guess it's just the hoo-ha pose. This is what they do in transition, either from the side chest to the back shot, or even from the back shot to the side tricep. The hoo-ha pose, you guys know what it is. You guys know exactly what it is. And I think Akim Williams he has a better hoo-ha. I think he has a much better hoo-ha than Brandon Curry. But since it is not a mandatory shot, let's turn around and look at the all-important back shots. Now, I noticed Tominator, he gave this one backwise right out of the chute to Brandon Curry. And I don't know. I know Akim, he is always criticized for having a weak back. He does in the rear double. I'll give you that. But I mean, look at the thick meat that he has back there. In the lower lat insertion area, I know they don't swoop down like a Brandon Curry, but I think he is as wide as a barn door, a la Tominator. He's as wide as a barn door, and he's winning in the lag department, is he not? I think Akim might even be getting an edge here. Now go to the Saturday show, and this is very important. Look at the lat insertions this time for Brandon Curry. They look thicker. Not only that, but I think he looks a little dry, maybe just as dry. Glutes, hamstrings. He looks a little bit better is what I'm saying. Now, Akim Williams, on the other hand, he does not quite have the pop that he did on Friday night here on Saturday. So I think Brandon Curry probably would have slammed the door shut on Akim Williams. And those glutes of Akim might be mistaken, but I think they were slightly drier for Saturday. Anyway, rear double bicep. And this is what I mean. Akim gets criticized for the lower lat insertion area. I mean, what can you do? What can you do? I mean, with no disrespect meant to Akim Williams. Hey, Akim, one of my favorite up-and-comers. Nobody's built perfect. And this is one of Akim's weak shots. I mean, it is what it is. He's still wide. He's doing battle. He's up there. Definitely crushing Brandon Curry in the lag department. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a rear double bi from Brandon Curry, but we're safe to assume that it's going to be basically the exact same story. I think Brandon, just as good or better Saturday, and Akim, maybe not quite as good. So, take your, it's up to you to decide. Ab and thigh pose. Now, this one surprised me for Brandon. I expected a world-class, maybe one of the best ab and thighs up there. I expected his ab separation to be a whole lot better. After all, I think his conditioning was tighter than the year before. I think it was. I don't think he was as big, but I think his conditioning was tighter. But I don't see a whole lot in the way of muscle separation in those abs. Akim, take it for what it is. It's a one hand on hip, ab and thigh. I mean, look at his quads. Unbelievable when you think about it. Now here's the double arm overhead. Not as pretty of a V-taper Akim has, so I'm sure he would lose in the ab and thigh against Brandon Curry. This time, I think the quads on Brandon Curry are displaying a little bit more in the way of feathering. But I mean, it's the same picture. I mean, the previous one of Akim was a little bit better. I think he would be better off using the one hand on hip. Finish this matchup off. I guess it was a little bit lackluster. Like I said, guys, I began this one. Tominator did this video. I can't thank the Tominator enough. The guy gave me a shout out. Oh, shoot. I had a couple of hundred subscribers. And I got literally 100 subscribers overnight. And it never really slowed down, guys. So, there's other channels out there that help me a lot. And Tominator, one of them, at the beginning. Anyway, most muscular. This is a toss-up. Much like a lot of the side shots. Both side shots, I think, were a toss-up. Even both of the front shots. This is a close matchup between these guys. I think Brandon may have done enough in the back shots. Not so much the rear lat, but I think the rear double bi and maybe the ab and thigh. Here's the Saturday show for what it's worth. Built a little bit different here. I like the display of Brandon Curry. Brandon looks a little better here, does he not? For Saturday? I know it's a different pose altogether, but he just looks, those traps are a-poppin'. A la Mark's Max Muscle. Anyway, muscle separation, like I said, a little bit better for Brandon Curry. He's your winner, Brandon Curry. I have no problem with the placings. Akim Williams may have deserved a 5th place finish. Who knows? He got 6th, which is good for him. And Brandon Curry got 2nd, which is really a victory, guys. A lot of people are overlooking that fact. If not for Big Rammy, would have been down to Phil and Brandon would have won. Brandon would have won. 2-time Olympia, defeated Phil Heath. He would have shut up the critics. And I think he did that anyway. By his 2nd place finish. And I don't think that he realizes that was a victory. Maybe he does. He's a smart man. Anyway, guys, hit thumbs up on the video comparison. Went a little bit longer for this one, but I figured I'll give you both versions. Tominator already did a video, so I figured I would give you something a little bit different. Definitely not better, but something different. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Have a great day.